Welcome to our YouTube channel Learn and Apply. In our today video tutorial, we will discuss advanced KOBO features, advanced field criteria, skip logic, dependent drop-down list, field criteria based on different questions, how we can add pictures to our data, and how we can download those pictures later on when we collect the data. Stay with me, you will learn lots of new feature of KOBO that will help you a lot in your project to ensure proper data collection.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your family and friends, and hit the notification bell. We have already uploaded some video tutorials on KOBO. The links are given in the description. These are those different types of videos. In this video, for example, if you want to add a complete code or an ID for each form, so whenever you select a province and then district, so it is automatically taking the first two letters of the province and the three letters from the districts. And if you add a form serial number, for example, this is your first form, so you add 01, so here you can see 01. Now this is an ID automatically created. First two letter of province, then three letters from the district, and then serial number. I will show you how to do this. When you type a name, and here you can see year of birth. So for example, you can apply different data validation. For example, if I type here 2024, so it says, it gives me a message, wrong year of birth. The respondent must be 18 years of age. For example, if you have set a field criteria that this field should give me only 18 years of age or above. For example, if you are collecting the data from those people who are 18 years of age or above only. So you can add such type of validation and messages. Now, if I type here 2006, so it does not give me an error, because if someone year of birth is 2006, so now we are in 2024, so if someone type 2006, so that means he is of 18 years or above. Now here for age, year of birth, now if you ask someone what is your age, so these two fields, how you can link these two field with field criteria, like for example, if here I type 19, so it gives me an error. The age should be between 18 and 99, and it must match the calculated age based on your year of birth. It should match this one also, because if your year of birth is 2006, so now in 2024 that respondent is of 18 years, not 19 years. So these type of, you see, and here also you can display the age automatically based on the year of birth. When someone tells you about his or her year of birth, so you can add an automatic field which shows you that the respondent is of this age. So you can add this type of field criteria. Now, for example, in CNIC, different countries use different format for their IDs, identification numbers. Now, for example, in Pakistan, we use a specific format like this one. You see, we use this specific format. So for this, I have added some advanced field criteria. Now, for example, if here I type something like this, so it gives me error, wrong. Please type correct CNIC. Correct CNIC. I have given it a format like this one, that it should give me a CNIC in this format. First 5 digit, then a dash, then 7 digit, then a dash. So if you type this CNIC, so it will not give you, then you can see now it is accepting this field. This is also a field criteria on which you restrict a specific format for contact number or CNIC number. I will show you all these how to do this. Then you can add even a picture upload. For example, if you want that someone has given me a CNIC number, but I want to upload a picture of the CNIC, so that if later on there are any issues, so I can refer to that picture to correct CNIC numbers. So you can even ask that person to upload their CNIC. Now on mobile, when you are doing this, so it will be like this. Here you can see on mobile, when you enter the CNIC, the next field will ask you about to upload a picture or take a picture. So it will show like this on mobile. They can easily take a picture and then upload that. It's opening the camera and then taking the picture of that CNIC. But if someone is collecting data through a web browser, so that person should take a picture, save that in a folder, and then you can add that picture to this field of the CNIC. Other advanced feature, like for example, you ask someone during the last 3 months, which social media platform or sites did you see or use? This is a multiple answer question. So if someone says I used WhatsApp, Facebook, TikTok, and other also, so for other you can see the field if that person has not selected other, so you won't see that field. But sometimes data collectors do some wrong entries. For example, they will select WhatsApp, Facebook, TikTok, and no response also. So here you can see a field criteria that you cannot select no response if other options are. So these type of advanced feature I will show you in today's video. Then how old were you when you first used social media? Now for example, this question 10 is linked with question number 2 and 3, the age. So here you can see if you type 25 as well, say for how old were you, the respondent mentioned 24, while here the response is 25. Please correct. It is taking the exact field response also. For how old were you, the respondent mentioned 24. So here you can see the respondent has mentioned 24. So here how can that person be of 25 years when he first used social media? It should be lesser than that. It can go with 21 or any other value. If we say here that that person year of birth is 1990, so now his age is 34. So here now if I type 35, so it says for how old were you, the respondent mentioned 34, while here there is, and which year you started social media. So you can link this also with the year of birth. There are some other criteria. For example, if someone says that my marital status is married, so then you have a question, do you have any children? But if someone says single, so you cannot see that question. This is a skip logic. So a skip logic has been applied that if someone says married or divorced, the next question will appear, do you have any children? But if someone says single, so the next question will not appear and it will skip to question number 9. Now, for example, if someone says I am married, now then when you ask, do you have any children? If that person says yes, so only then this field will appear that how many children do you have. If that person says no, so that field will not appear. So these are basically some skip logic. Here you can see the district field does not show anything, but if I click a specific province, so it will give me a list of the districts of from that specific province. This is a dependent drop down list. We have done a detailed video on this one. You can watch that for such type of dependent drop. If you want to add a location, like whenever someone collect the data, so wherever they are, it will automatically collect coordinates, latitude and longitude. This is a desktop version, so you can see here like this, but on mobile it will be like this. You see here when you go to the farm, so here you have this location tag. So wherever you are when you click, so it will automatically add that location. Our main focus location and dependent drop downs, then calculate field, how you can add calculate fields to extract codes from province, district and farm ID, how you can use basic calculation, a field to provide a total score, so that is called calculate field. Similarly, age validation and auto calculation, as I showed you that for example if someone is enter year of birth, so you can apply different criterias on that this year should be from this to this, and it can be linked with the age column also, so that you have a verified data. We should have these type of fields, and then you can add auto calculate age also with the format formula that if someone says I was born in that year, so it should auto calculate age based on current year. Similarly, uploading pictures to your data, NIC or some test or other or student scores, DMCs, you can upload those pictures also. Similarly, cross field criteria to validate your responses. Let's create a new form, build from scratch. You can add here form name, whatever your project is. Here you can add the sectors and country for which you are collecting this data. Create project. Now you can see a blank form. Here we will now add different types of fields. So first we need to add an intro field, for example introduction, so that you can use a field criteria like note. So here you can add your written note introduction for that form that we are collecting this data, and all the details you can type here in this field and that will be displayed as a note. Then we have to add a location field. So for location field, add a question, and here you can see this field criteria point. So select that and name it add your location. So it will collect the coordinates for that respondent. So this is our tool. So we added location. Now we want to add province and district from a dependent drop down list. So for that, what you can do, you can do that directly here. You just need to develop a simple Excel sheet. Let me show you. I have done a detailed video on this, but you can see it again here, and the link is given in the description for that, how to add dependent drop down list. So what you have to do in Excel, you have to develop this template: list name, name, label, and province. So here you will add all those provinces of your country, and then you will add districts. So for those district, which district belong to which province, so this name and this name should be same. Sindh, so this name and this name should be same. So this is linked. You can develop this simple form. Here you have a list name province, so these are those provinces, and then you label them the same names, that does not matter, or you can label them 1 2 3 4 if you want that to analyze the data in SPSS or other softwares. So here you see these districts, and it is dependent based on these provinces name. Then when you develop this sheet, so what you have to do, select this sheet data, copy, go to that form which you are developing, and here you can see this one, insert cascading select. So click this and just paste that information which you have copied from the Excel and done. Here you can see now all the provinces names are added, and here you can see the districts. And if I go to the setting of this column, so here you will see the choice filter is on the province column. So province column is this one, the actual name which Kobo links to or apply different validations, so that is here, this one, not this one. Okay, this is the complete name. You can add here what is your province, but this code should be simple. So here you just use province, or just use a code question 1 2 3, so that when you are linking or applying different validations, it would be easy for you to remember those column names. So actual column name is this one. This is a name which will be displayed to the respondent, and this is the label or the code name of this column. So here you can see province and then the district. For example, it will be like when you select a province, so here you can see the district. When you select different province, so only those district will be available. So you can develop this type of dependent drop down. Now for example, if you want to add a form ID like this, that when you type a form ID, so it is creating an ID from the province and then the district and then adding the form serial number. So how you can add this type of calculate field? So for that, first you need to add calculate field to extract 3 letters from the province, then 2 or 3 or whatever letters you want, you can extract that from the district. For example, if I want to take the first 3 letters of the province, so I will add here a field which is called calculate. You can see here calculate, and here you will need to type a formula on this, in this place here. What is the formula? The formula is substr, extract from the province column the name of that. This is that label, you see province. So here you can see province and then 0 and how many letters I want, 2 3 4, whatever letters you want. For example, if I want 3 letters to be extracted from the province name, so you can add that this same formula, just change this digit to whatever numbers you want from that field. So here I want three letters from the province, so I have added this formula. Now I want three letters from the district column, so I will add another calculate field. And what is the name of the district column? Go to the setting, and here you can see district is the name of that column. So here I will just change this province with district, and here also I need three letters, so here are those three letters from the district. Now I want to add another field for form number. So for form number you can just add a text field and type here form serial number and click the setting button, and here you see it has given it form underscore serial number. This is the name of this field. Now I want to add a field where it concatenate the province three letters, the district three letters, and this form serial number. So how I can do that? So for that you can either add a note field or another calculate field. You can add a note field also, which will be displayed to you when you are collecting the data. So note field, I have added a note field, and here I will type this formula. You can see here concate, you see CONCAT, concate, and then I will use the names of those fields. For example, here I want to concate this field, and this field. So what is the name of this field? Go to the setting. We need to add here proper names. So for example, I want to name this field pro code, province code, and this one is test code, this is dist code, this is pro code. Just remember these names. And here this form serial number is form SN. Now when I am adding that concatenate field, so what I will have to do, I will just say concate, then dollar sign, then curly brackets, and here the field name for the province code was pro code, and this one is form underscore SN. So here I will say concate pro code. So this is the field name pro code, then we have test code, and then we have form serial number. So it will concate these three fields: form serial number, three letters of the province, three letters of the district, and then form serial number. It will show you that here I have added, so you can see the province code, then the district code, and then the serial number of the form. So it will create such type of codes also for you. Then we is just simply adding, for example, question 1. So that is, for example, name of the person, add it as a text. Then our question 2 is year of birth. So here we will add a number field. Okay, number field for the year of birth. Now I am going to apply a validation on this year of birth. The response to this question should be between this and this. Now, for example, if I am collecting a data from only those people who are 18 or above and less than 90 or 98 or whatever my criteria is, how you can add that restriction here? So go to the setting of the form, then here to the validation criteria. Now you can add a condition based on here also, but manually enter your validation logic in XLS form. So you can add an XLS code. So what is that XLS? So I am applying here a validation code that if I am collecting data from those only who are 18 years and above, so the year of birth should be, if we are currently in 2024, so it should be lesser than or equal to 2006. If you count that after 2006 to 2024, there are 18 years. So my criteria would be that this field input should be lesser than or equal to 2006 and greater than or equal to whatever years you want. If for example you just want that the data should be from 18 to 90 years, so if we 2024 minus 90 years, so it should be 1934. So here I can type that 1934. Then you can add here a message. For example, if someone enters wrong data, so it should say wrong year of birth. The respondent must be 18 years of age or above before or equal to year 2006 and later than year 1934. So I can add this type of message, and here you see the data column name. You should make it very simple so that you remember them, because all the links and the validation apply on this level name. So here you can say question 2, year of birth. You can just give it a simple name underscore. There should not be any space, etc. in this name. Here you can add as many spaces as you want, as many text, but here it should be very simple and short. So question 2 is my year of birth, or I can call that only question 2. Now for age, you can ask another question like question 3, age, and that should also be a number. Now, if someone has given you already his year of birth, so why then you asking him or her age? This is just for confirmation. But if you want to make an auto-calculated field, that when someone says my year of birth is this, so it should calculate automatically that now it's 2024. So how many years of age that person is? Just like as I showed you here, that if someone year of birth says 1999, so here you can see it says your age is 25. It is 2024. So the person who says my year of birth is 9, so it will automatically calculate. So you can add this type of field also, or if you want to cross verify the age, so you can add this age field, and then you can add some advanced criteria also, like if I want that this age should be between 18 to whatever age I want. For example, so in this validation I will add here another XLS code. Here you can see that this field should be greater than or equal to 18 years and lesser than or equal to 90 years, as I did in the first question 2006 in 1934. So you can apply this type of criteria here also, or if you want that I should have another field which automatically calculate the age, so that also you can. And here this field name, we need to set these field name question 3. So it should be only question 3, and the name of year of birth field is only question 2. So this is question 2 and this is question 3. I am saying this because we will now refer to these columns. So now for this age, you can add another type of validation also, that it should be this and that. But if you want an advanced criteria, that it should be greater than or equal to 18 and less than or equal to 90, and also it should automatically cross verify with the year of birth, so then you need to add this question. Here you can see this is the code. Dollar sign in curly bracket question 3 should be greater than or equal to 18, and dollar sign curly bracket question 3 should be lesser than or equal to 90, and then I say that question 3 should be equal to 2024 minus question 2, whatever year he or she mentions, so it should automatically deduct that. So you can apply this type of criteria also. And then when you are collecting data, for example, if someone here says I am my year of birth is 1999, so he is of 25 years. If you type here 23, it will give you a message. The age should be between 18 19, and it must match the calculated age based on your year of birth. It should be based on this, so it will give this type of error also if you type this code in the age. Or if you want an auto calculated age, first you will need to add a calculate field. So here I will add a calculate field. These calculate fields are not visible to data collector. So here I will add a calculate field and I will type this formula. You can see here int small bracket format date today, and then minus question 2, this one. It will automatically calculate that if today is 2024, so if someone mentions any year of birth, so it should auto calculate and deduct that from the today date. So this is the function, the formula for you. So don't worry about this. I will share with you this Word document. You will find that in the description of the video, a link to this file. So this is that formula. When you type that, now give name to this field. this should be only age. I have given it age. Now I will add a note field here. As I added here, I will type that your age is, and then this is the formula, dollar and age, whatever this column has calculated. So it will, this column, this auto calculate column, which I have given a name age, so it will show me your age is this. It will just display that this is your age based on the year of birth that you have added. If you want that it should show me bold and a different color like this, so then you have to add another function, which is HTML function. What is that? Instead of this, you will type this formula 5 time hash, then these two asterisk, this is the color code for blue, and then your age is, and then that age column which I have referred to. This is HTML code. With this function, it will display the age in a blue color and bold. If you want to change that color, so you can change these codes. Color codes you can find online a lot. For different colors, different codes are used. Now I need a gender column, so that's simple. We can add a single one, and here we will say gender, and here you can type male, female, and this place, you see, if you want advanced data analysis and other software, then so you must give codes to these different options. For example, male 1, female 2, TG transgender 3. If someone says other, so that you can add. For other and no response, always we should use for other 97, and for no response 98. It will be then easy for you in different softwares to calculate no response and other options selected by different people. So in this gender column, this was simple. Now CNIC, I am adding a CNIC. So when you are adding a CNIC column, for example, this is question 5, and this gender is question 4. So this is question 5 CNIC number. So for CNIC number, I can just simply use a text field because we will need dashes also. But here, if I want to apply some validation, for example, if I want that the CNIC format should be like this, there should be a dash after 5 digit, then 7 digit, then a dash, then one. It depends on your country codes, whatever your codes are, but the formula is this. Let me explain this. This is regex formula. Okay, so you have to type these codes, and then you see 5. This 5 represent these first 5 digits, this 7 represent these 7 digits, and this 1 represent this 1 digit, and there are dashes. If you want to change it, you want to not use these dashes or something, so you can remove, or you can change the number of characters based on your country codes. So this is the regex pattern formula. So if I apply that in the validation, and in the validation criteria, manually enter your validation, here I will enter this validation, and here I can type a formula also that wrong. If someone is typing something else, so please type correct CNIC number, so it will gives a message also, and this field will now show data. Like here you can see, if I type something like this, so it gives me an error. I will have to type something which is in this format. Here I will need 7 digit, so if I type it in this format, it will let me go onward, or otherwise not. Then if you want to add a field for upload picture of CNIC, so you have to add a question, a variable. We have to add this one, photo. You can add this for collecting different types of things from the respondents, CNIC or anything. If you want to have a picture of that thing, so that later on if there are issues in CNIC numbers, you can refer to that picture. Photo, you have photo, and here you can add a question name, for example, upload picture of CNIC, or whatever picture you want, so you can add that, and then it will be visible to them like this if they are using browser, and as I mentioned, and if they are using mobile, so it will be visible like this. And how then you can download this picture, I will show you at the end. that how these picture you can download them and link them to the data. Another question is what is your current marital status, so you have to add this. So for that you need select one, for example single, one, married, two, divorced, that should be three. So this is my question for marital status: single, married, divorce. Now if I want to add another question, do you have any children, so that should be dependent on the, and I want a skip logic. So if I add a question, do you have any children, so here the response could be either yes, one, or no, two. Now if I want that this question should be asked from only those who says they are married or divorced other than single, so here I can add a skip logic. I have done already some videos on this skip logic. So here you can say add a condition. Add a condition based on the previous question. What is your current marital status? So that should be not single. If that is other than single, equal to you can use, but then you will have to add 2 3 4 criteria. For example, it should be equal to married, then you will have to add another condition that it should be equal to divorced, and other as many options there are. But simply you can do that not equal to, not equal to, one is equal to, one is not equal to. So if you say not equal to single, so then it should display this question, otherwise not. For example, if someone is single, so you can't see that question. If say married, so you see do you have any children. If say divorced, so you see that question. But if say single, so you can't see that question. If you want another question, how many children do you have, so that should be an open number field. So here also you can add a skip logic that this question should only be appeared if a condition is that if someone said do you have any children, yes. If someone says yes, so only then how many children do you have should appear. For example, here you can see that if someone is selecting what say this, so they cannot select no response. Then you see here a message. How you can add this type of field criteria, because sometimes we see different errors in the data, that someone has selected proper tools and then selected no response also. So how you can restrict that? For that you will need to add a question like this, whatever your question is, and it should be multiple answer. Select many. So here you can add then that you are, and simply here for example if someone says other and then there is no response, so we need to give proper code. Okay, 1 2 3. For other we should always use 97, and for no response 98. Now you will see why we use these codes. It will make it very easy for you. Now for example, if I want that if someone is selected WhatsApp, so that should cannot select no response, or if someone is selected 2 3, so no response cannot be selected with these different types. So how you can apply that? Go to setting, validation criteria. Here you can add a validation code. This is the message that you can add in the message field. Here in the error message field, you cannot select no response if other options are selected. And here you can add this function, not selected. Now you see 98. It means that if someone has selected 98, no response. So, and selected 97, other, or 3 or 2 or 1, or 3 or 2 or 1. So this is the code. Not selected 98 if someone is selected 97, 3, 2 or 1. So why we need to use these codes? Because if you have add these codes, it's very easy for you. Otherwise you will have to type all this here, that WhatsApp and then the other. So if you have these codes, so you can just refer to those codes. So if I apply this not selected here in the field validation criteria, this. So if someone has now, if we see here, so if someone has selected WhatsApp or Face or any one of them, so they cannot select no response. Or if someone select other, so it should give a field for other, so that you can do based on this question. You can add other. For example, if someone is selected other under a question, so you can display other, which should be an open text, And here you need to go to the setting, go to the script logic and select here during the last 3 months which social media platform I am. So select that question, and here if someone select what? If someone select other. If someone select other to question 9, so only then this other field should appear, otherwise not. Then for example, if you are adding this question, question number 10, now cross field validation I am showing. So if how old were you when you first use social media? You are asking this. Now the question of this response would be a number. How old were you? So they can say I was this much year old or that much year old, and just keep this name question 10 only. Small, specific. This is cross field or dependent validation. Number of years the respondent mentions here must match with the year of birth or the age column. So it should match with that. For example, if I type here 233, it says wrong. For how old were you, the respondent mentioned, you have already mentioned here 25. You can, while here the response is 233, so this is wrong. Current age is 25 year. So how you can be able to use social media 26 years ago? It is cross validating the response with the age column or with the year of birth column. So how I did this? For this, simply you need to add a validation criteria. What is that validation criteria? That validation criteria is simple. Question 10 must be lesser than question 2. My question 2 is year of birth. So this question 2, that's why I am saying simple labels are good. And this is question 10. So I will just add a manual, enter your validation logic and XLS, and I will just add this one. That, or you can add a field. For example, if you have a question, in which year you started social media, so this also could be a number, and here also for this question 10 I will just name it question 11. So here also you can add that criteria, that in which year you started social media should be linked with the year of birth of that person. This is year of birth. With this question 2, it could be linked with this question 2 also, so that when you are adding here in which year you started social media, so if I say here, so if whenever I am typing any year here, so that could be linked with the year of birth of that person. For example, here it is 1999, so that also cross verify with different questions. And for that, simply as I showed you, the code is that this question should be the reference to that question label. Here you can see, as I showed you, that this is the name of this question. Okay, so you have to refer to this code or this name, not this one. So that's why I said that keep them simple, short, concise, so that when you are referring to them, it's easy for you to type codes. So what you need to do, that that question should be lesser than or greater than that question. So you can apply cross validation to different questions based on the response to that question. And if you want to give a specific message that you have mentioned for that question this response, why are you saying this? So you can do that here also. For example, if you see here that for the how old were you, the respondent mentioned 25, while here the response is 26. So that can refer to even the response of that question. For that, you just need a message to type here, but inside that message you will have to refer to those question numbers. For example, wrong, here I can say wrong entries. The response to I will just refer to this. It's dollar sign, curly brackets, and then the name of that question or variable, the label of that question or variable. Is this while question 2 is this? Simply you can refer to that question. And when you type such type of field criteria, so for example, here I can show you the code. Here you see the year you started social media, refer to that question with this small bracket, dollar, and curly bracket. Cannot be earlier than or the same as your year of birth, and refer to that year of birth question. please correct the year. So you can just change this field name, and this is the simple message that you can use. You will just need to change the field name, whatever fields you have used for those questions. And now when you are to confirm two variables that they should be same, so for that, if you, for example, if we have a question one, that email text field, and then we have another question confirm email, and that is also a text. So what are the names of these? This one is email, and this one is confirm email. Okay, so what I will have to do in this confirm email, I will add a validation criteria with this option, and I will just type this code, but I will name them according to the names. You see here, email name was email, and the confirm email name is confirm email. So I will just change this code. I'll just say confirm email must be equal to email field, whatever the name of that field is. So this is a simple formula for any type of variable. If you want to the answer to be matched with that specific question, so just say $sign here, field name of that specific variable, and to what variable it should be equal to, just type that field name. You can type here a message that the email address do not match, and you can type that message here. When you have completed the form, so what we do, we come here, and then we need to go to the form tab and deploy that. So when you deploy that, so it will go to the mobile link also. Those processes which we have already explained this process in our previous video, link is given in the description. Kobo part 1, part 2, and part 3. Someone has sent the data, so how that will look like. When you go to the data field, so here you can see that some dummy entries we have done, and you can see here also. Or if you want, I will show you that how those pictures, when you have uploaded, how that will be shown to you. So you go to the download, here export, and when you export, just download it. Now you will see in this Excel file that how those pictures will and etc data will look like. Here you can see that file where we have downloaded. This is a dummy entry. So here you can see the farm ID. It has created a farm ID from the first two letters of the province, three letters of the district, and then farm serial number. Here you can see now here you can see the upload picture function. For example, here it is given your CNIC. So upload picture. So this is the picture name, and here is a link that when you click, so you will go to the picture of CNIC. But if you want to download them, then you will have to go to the download page, and here in this download page we will click here and select media attachment zip, download it from here. You can develop a new export, and here you see that it is exporting all those pictures, but sometimes it is very difficult to download through Kobo. So for that, then you can do Mozilla Firefox is another web browser which you can use for down them all command. I will make another video on this. So here you can download those pictures from. If you do not want to download them, so just use this Excel. And if you want to, if you have a doubt on this CNIC number, so whatever picture you have selected, you can click the link. It will go to that link and will show you that picture of CNIC, and you can then correct and verify that from here. So these were some of the advanced features which I wanted to share with you. I will do some more advanced function also on Kobo. I will share that video also very soon. And if you visit my channel, so you can see a complete playlist on online data collection, Kobo part 1, how to configure Kobo, and then their cascading and advanced function, Kobo Toolbox part 2 video, and another video how to link Kobo Toolbox to MS Excel. So you can watch these video also, and there is a Kobo Toolbox for 3 also for Cascade Select, as I mentioned. So you can watch these videos also, which will give you the basic. Here you can see part 1, this is part 2, This was part 3 and then part 4. So you can watch these videos also, which are available on my channel. I have added the link of this playlist in the description of the video. If you visit our channel, so you can find lots of videos and playlists on monitoring, evaluation and research, what is monitoring, how to do it, designing logical framework, result framework, theory of change. Similarly, we have playlists of Microsoft Excel learning data analysis function. So there are lots of tutorial on data analysis, how to do. There are lots of tutorial on how to do online data collection with KOBO, MS Form, Google Forms, online data collection tools, KOBO. You can improve a lot of your skills through easy ways to collect online data and analyze that. Similarly, ChatGPT and other AI tools, MS Access. If you want to learn Microsoft Access, so there is a detailed tutorial on MS Access and SPSS, and similarly other tutorials that can benefit you a lot. We also provide one-on-one session if you are interested to learn about any of these topics. Here you can see the WhatsApp number or Skype ID, email address. You can contact us. We provide one-on-one sessions also that we can discuss through WhatsApp or email. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your family and friends, and hit the notification bell.